Good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 Eastern Time. It's 1:30 in Amsterdam. Let's go over the watch list again. We did a watch list this morning at 4 a.m. Eastern Time on Early Bird Show. And let's look at this if something changed or not. This is the first one we're going to talk about is this one at the top of the list. So we have 14 items on our watch list this morning. ITUB, trying to get past the 656 level here, so still trying to do that, so nothing changed there. And the next level is 676 and 717, so there's not a lot of room here. Maybe a little pullback first and getting aggressive in this one, then maybe you can get this one up to 770, but be very careful with this one. Wish, always on a watch list, nothing happening there. So 1312, 1427, and 1499 are the levels on Wish. Burn, B-I-R-N. You want to see a second day mover here, so something like this. Otherwise, I'm not trading this, so some move like this, like yesterday, because that's the move you want to see. Otherwise, it's very choppy. So I think it will be just hanging around here for a while before it does this. But you'll never know. If it's going to be a second day runner, then anything above 29.90 will be a long for me. Fords. Okay, Ford is moving. So here is something going on right now. So we said on Ford, just let me get rid of this this big one here. Just 1 minute. This is the daily. So it's out of our way. We're looking for something like this. And well, we said there are two levels here, 1547, 1553-ish. So that's very close to each other. So that's more an area of support or resistance depending on where you are at that time. So let's look at this. What did this do after we closed our show? So this was 5 o'clock, just went up here. Oh, not a lot. So this 1553 and this 1547 are still levels that you want to look at. And then of course always post-market close and pre-market open. You can always consider those two as levels because they often are. Well, now Ford has this Ford has this move that it does a lot lately, and it just falls down from the open, falls down all the way back to maybe even this low 1537-ish. You see that there is also some resistance or some support here around that level. Not exact science, but this is also something that has trouble getting above. And then we know, of course, that anything above 1517-ish is really problematic for Ford. And we can see here why. No, not why. This is the confirmation of that exact point. So let me see. Finally, some strength in Ford, and maybe just after the dip, trade this one to the upside. So the levels for Ford are 1537, 1547, 1553, and 1569. UMA is also a second day runner, so no float, almost no float, very low floater, but because it can make moves like this. You don't want to be in this trade if it moves like this on a day, but this is what you want to see. So will this be a second day mover? then I want to see this. Otherwise, it's just going to hover here for a while, and then you get a spike up. So sometimes it's good to keep something on your watch list for if it's not this day, then next day. So on VTR now we saw this line here. This is definitely some kind of reversal play if you want to, and also want to see strength in this one. So above 909, then you can play this one to the upside, but there's a lot of room here. So even an intraday play, so it can just get back to this 8 and maybe even 767, but 8 would be fine, and then bump up back, and then you still have a dollar move on your hands, so potentially. Bed, Bath, and beyond. This is a pre-market open, post-market close, very close to each other. So there is always some kind of a level there, 29.41. So that's way ahead from where it's now. And then this big jump to the upside is just happened after we closed our show. A few minutes after we closed our show this morning, then this happens. Or did it? So this is 5 o'clock. Something's not going right open here. Okay, no, it's 2 hours after the show. 1 hour after the show closed. But a big move upwards here, and it stays up. So you don't want to see this fall all the way back again. Well, maybe if you want to play the reverse long, but this from 30.81 to 29.41, that would be a big drop, and I don't know if it recovers from it after a drop like that. It's so we see here now green and yellow trying to cross here again, and trying to make a cross to the upside. So you can be more bullish on this one now if such a thing might happen. And the cross is now exactly at around 29.62. So 29.80 is some kind of support. It's still a dollar away from where it's trading now. So you just might want to keep in mind this pre-market high and do the breakout trade. If this stays with the pre-market high here, then this is something that you might want to play. And also these big jumps here, there's not a ton of volume, 12,000. Just also might bounce back on a 30.50 because of the move here. There is some kind of resistance here, but with as low volumes, it's really hard to determine. So this is just a very light touch of support, I think. I will do the breakout trades, but if it falls down, then maybe you can snatch it here at this 30.50 range. Okay, MOXC. That's this one. Talked about this one. This is what we want to see. Fall all the way down and then getting back up again. So this 1963 is not some kind of a level. You can just take that out here. That's what I want to see on MOXC. That's the play I'm looking for. And if it's just going straight up to the top here, then I'll be too late. So I'm looking for some kind of reversal long play here. This is CLF 2105, 2160 are the levels on this one. SLS. So SLS, we're looking for a secondary runner. So I want to see a lot of strength in this above 1425, but you can just take the plunge here. Maybe it's not gonna very low float, 6.3 million. So if you don't know what you're doing, then don't do this with these low floaters. Okay. Anything above 14 then can trigger me into a secondary runner if there is a volume like this coming in, 1.7 million volume and 6.3 million float. But if it is like this on a daily under 300,000 volume, then you cannot expect anything from a stock like this. So this was the biggest move ever. So the problem with these low floaters is that the volatility is very, very high if it gets some attention, but can also just do nothing for days, like you see here. HCM. This is what we expect right now, so that it just stays here in this position for some time. But if it gets above that 3064, or if you want to be really safe and play the breakout 3093, then you want to see also a lot of volume in this one, a lot of volume compared to this. So this is 1 million on a float of 727 million. So then it can move like $4 a day. That's something that you want to see here. WDC. Someone from the chat mentioned this one. So what you want to see is you want to see these break for day trades. Yeah, somebody said, well, yeah, it's hovering between that 30 and 70. Yeah, well, so that's, you can say that you don't, what do you want to, if it's between here and here, that's just for your swing trading. If you want to swing trade something like this, then that's perfectly fine with me, but I cannot see any pattern in this that would give me a good night's sleep in trading such a stock like this. So I'm not going to do that. Because I day trade and because I want to sleep at night. EVEX, also looking for a secondary runner, also of low floaters, or something like this has to occur here. I don't think it will spike this high, but something like this would be nice. And then KRBP, also a low floater. And then this is what you want to see here. So that's what we're looking at on our watch lists. Some low floaters and lower price stocks. So maybe you can trade those. If you're going to trade those, be sure that you trade them with your own strategy and don't listen to me or anybody else. Well, while you are trading, be sure that you have your own plan of action. Let us just see what's happening right now on a watch list. I'm very curious. This is pre-markets. It's like when some volumes. Oh, Emrin is going. You saw this one. Oh, no, it's not going, but this was up. I think, was it 200% this morning? Something like that. No, it's a little bit too much, but big move up here from $1.99 to $2.82. Then just down now, but now for the first time I'm getting above this first spike here. So this could be interesting to see what's happening right now here. It's overextended on the 5 minutes. You see this green line here. This is the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes. So tries to get above this left 285 level now. Interesting. SNDL above the dollar again. IGC temper, so spike up and then going down. So this line, if it's not getting above it VWAP today, then this is just something that you can, if you have the shorts for it, if it's shortable at all or how to borrow or something, then you just can play this one to the downside from this 179 all the way to 150, because there's your first level. Or for something from yesterday or the day before, I forget sometimes. Okay, not a lot of action, so no tickers. And if there are no tickers, then please trade safe. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time, and that's 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. Trade carefully, and if you want to see what I'm doing, follow me on Twitter so you can see what I did that day or what I will be doing if I am watching something. So trade careful, use this information for information purposes only, make your own trade strategy, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.